All right, welcome into a special playoff edition of Friday Night Flights. I'm Brian Parsons. Craig Loper is off tonight. He's taking, we'll call it a bye week.
A bye week, and I am James Cattado. We had some wild playoff action at the beach last night. We'll get to that later on. We begin tonight. That was wild. But we're going to go to Class 6 Region A tonight. Oscar Smith bringing a 7-3 record into its game against an 8-2 Glen Allen team that has a very stingy defense. So to Richmond we go. Head coach Chris Scott and the Oscar Smith Tigers on the road at Glen Allen to square off with the Jaguars, led by Perry Jones.
Superman.
Yes, let's go to the first quarter. Oscar Smith with an opening 7-minute drive, and Brandon Nesbitt punches it home. 2-yard touchdown. Tigers up 7-0 still in the first. This time, that freshman quarterback stud, Lonnie Andrews, looking deep to his favorite target, Travis Johnson, in stride, right in the breadbasket, 60-yard strike, 14-0 Tigers. To the second quarter now. Oscar Smith with the ball. Andrews looking for a receiver, but it's intercepted. Cam Tiller takes it to the house for the pick six. Now it's a 21-7 lead for the Tigers at the half. Third quarter now. Walter Brooks gonna get the handoff, and he's gonna run it in for the 5-yard touchdown. The Jaguars clawing back into this. They added a field goal, 21-17 as we head to the fourth. Tigers with the ball once again. It's Nesbitt. He's been big for them this season, gonna be big for them once again. 28-17 Tigers. Now late in the fourth, Oscar Smith backed up in Jaguar territory. Andrews letting it fly. How about trusting your freshman? Another dime to Johnson. Much needed breathing room. Oscar Smith holds on. 28-17. They will head to Highland Springs next. Good game on tap.
We've waited for that matchup for years. We're finally going to see it. I can't believe it. Now, more finals from Region 6, Class A. We got Thomasdale gets past Western Branch, while Lansdowne gets eliminated and it's lost to Manchester. Trust me, even though the scores aren't there.
Now we move on to Class 5, Region B, perhaps the toughest region in the Commonwealth.
I think it personally is. And we start with one of the most dominant teams that we have seen in quite some time. We're talking about an undefeated Mory team that has 5 consecutive shutout wins by a combined score 374-0.
A lot of points.
Tonight taking on Kickitan from Hampton. And this is the opening kickoff of the game, and it's going to go to Bond. Levante Bond, number 11, making the moves, changes direction. Man, this Mory team could beat you in so many different ways. That's a touchdown, 7-0 Commodores. Now to Mory's first offensive possession. Damari Palmer, look at that move there.
Got so many guys.
22 yards, gets dragged out of bounds, and that's going to lead to Mory's second touchdown of the game. And why not give it to Damari Palmer? Finish the deal there. That made it 14-0. And now we're going to go to the second quarter. James Kickitan punting the ball away. Josh Powell scoops it up, and look at this.
Would you guess it?
What do you think is going to happen here?
I don't know. Probably what they've been doing all season long.
57 yards to the house. Mory takes a 21-0 lead. They don't ever let up. Foot on the gas all game. More Mory. Leon Clark, 7 yards out. 4 different Commodores score the first 4 touchdowns for Mory. They roll past Kickitan 63-0.
Dominance. Mory to take on the winner of this game between Nanman River and Granby, the Comets' first playoff appearance in 6 years. Haven't won a playoff game, Brian, in 57.
Wow,
they got off to a pretty rough start, down in a hole, and this interception would lead them to a deeper hole. Josiah Johnson with the pick. Next play on offense for the Warriors. Now Kendrick Overton to Calvin Holloway, the sophomore, touchdown. Well, these Warriors, they can hurt you in a lot of different ways, and the Comets, they took that personally, storming back in the second half. Let's go to Christian Post, airs it out to Shanique Wright, and this actually gives Granby the late third quarter lead. Nanman River would answer right back in the fourth. They take the 21-20 lead, or 21-10 lead, so Granby gets the ball right back, marches down the field. 2 minutes left in the game. Deja vu if you saw the
This looks familiar.
I know, right? Seriously, 30-yard field goal to take the lead with a chance to move on. Blocked by Nanman River. Emmanuel Azogiu picks it up all the way back to the end zone. Back-breaking play. They would score one more time after this. Nanman River moves on with a 35-20 win.
Wow, good one there. Now staying in 5B, Warick having its best season in program history, taking on crosstown rivals Minchville first quarter. The handoff's going to go to, we've seen him all season long, Messiah Delome. And that's going to put the Raiders up 7-0. Now Warick receiving the kickoff, and look who it is. It's Messiah Delome. This kid is so good. He's got offers from Alabama, Florida State, and Michigan. Those are the Blue Bloods. That's another touchdown for Warick. You've seen a couple of their games. The amazing player he is.
Yes.
Then we're going to see Eduardo Rios Jr. And look at the touch on this one. And that's going to go to Cameron Glenn. And that's going to be another touchdown for Warick. The Raiders out there at John B. Todd Stadium, 57-6, the final in that one. All right, now to Class 4, Region A, and to say that Feebas is the team to beat in that region, I'd say that's an understatement. The two-time state champions are riding a 30-game winning streak.
Yeah, they're pretty darn good. The Phantoms hoping to make another state title run. Three-peat. It started tonight in Darnley Stadium against Jamestown. The Feebas High School band, better known as those Marching Phantoms, getting pumped up to start this matchup between Feebas and Jamestown. First quarter, Feebas wasting no time. Quarterback Adam Stowers finds receiver Paul Stephen Davis for the first score of the contest. Feebas up 7-0. Then not too long after that, the ball, we're going to give it over to Davion Roberts. Sheds defenders. Second touchdown to the game. Brian, I mean, this Feebas offense just knows how to
wait till you see the score, folks. You're not going to believe it.
Seriously. But they're also known for that state-level stifling defense. Caleb Tillery with the interception here. That's going to turn it to a pick six. Phantoms go up 20-0. You see how he runs out of the end zone? They want to score even more. Special teams for Feebas. Stephen Davis going to get the punt return. A couple juke moves in the arsenal, and he takes it all the way back to the house. Another Phantom score. Are you kidding me? They're on cruise control. It's 27-0. Phoebus led 84-0 at half, Brian.
What?
And the Phantoms go on to win, get this, 104-0. They will play the winner of tomorrow's game between Hampton and Smithfield. That's a lot of points.
25-plus years working here. I've never seen 100 points been put up in a high school football game, ever. Staying in 4A, Gloucester back in the playoffs. The Dukes on the road against Churchland. And the Truckers running all over Gloucester late in the second quarter. And this touchdown by Dontavius Booker. What a running back he is. That puts Churchland up 43-0. And Churchland's defense stoning Gloucester, batting this pass out of the air to keep Gloucester's offense from moving the ball there. Now to the third quarter. We're in a running clock situation. The Truckers, they're running all over Gloucester as King Hall going to rip off this run. And look at him. Here he goes, breaking it down into the red zone. And that's going to lead to another Truckers touchdown inside the 5. And look at this. This is Keith William. Gets the call and a little help from his friends.
The touch push.
Yeah, a little the Churchland push there into the end zone on his birthday. That's a 50 spot on the board for Churchland as the Truckers punch their ticket to the region semis, and they end up winning this one by a score 70-0. So Churchland moves on to play undefeated War Hill, which knocked off Manor by a score of 59-12. Now to Class 3 Region A, Colonial Heights making the trip to take on Lake Taylor. And Lake Taylor going to depend on the run tonight to get the points on the board, and mostly behind the legs of Marquise Drew Rogers. We've seen him all year. In the second quarter, he's going to get in the end zone. 1-yard touchdown run to start the scoring up at 7-0 Lake Taylor. The Titans defense getting it done tonight as well, keeping Colonial Heights off the board in the first half with just a smothering defense. Hank Sawyer, always known for that defense. Back on offense and handed it off to Drew Rogers again. Gets the ball inside the 5, led to another touchdown. Titans pitched the shutout 32-0. Lake Taylor moves on. It's going to be a good one. James Lafayette next week for Lake Taylor.
Yeah, and at Bailey Field, Grafton taking on Heritage. Third quarter, let's go right to the third quarter. Handoff to number 2, Tyree Wilson. He's going to run it in for a touchdown. Heritage up big already, 30-6. So we're going to go to Tyree Wilson again. Gets it again. Runs for another touchdown. That would give Heritage the 37-6 lead. Trucks a defender over in the process. Fourth quarter, Grafton trying to get something going. It's going to be intercepted here by Heritage. Zachary Ray going to pick it off. Heritage wins big, 44-14. The winner
big win there for the Hurricanes.
Yes, very big. Still to come on Friday Night Flights, a look back at last night's action in Region 5A, including one of the wildest finishes we have seen in quite some time. If you saw the highlights last night, they're definitely worth seeing.
Got to see it again.
Yes.
We're the Nanman cheer team, and you're watching Friday Night Flights, and we'll be right back.
All right, those are the Marching Commodores of Mory High School performing the national anthem on this Veterans Day weekend. We want to thank all the veterans out there. They are the Friday Night Flights Band of the Week.
Be on the lookout for their full performance on Wavy.com. There's also past Bands of the Week, Players of the Week, Top 10 Plays, old episodes of Friday Night Flights. It's all on Wavy.com.
You can go there. You can spend hours on Wavy.com just clicking around, watching James's Top 10 Plays of the Week and past episodes of Friday Night Flights. It's all there. It's a great website. We're lucky to have it. All right, welcome back to a special playoff edition of Friday Night Flights. Last night, all the schools in 5A opened up postseason play. And James, you're on hand for what was perhaps the most exciting finish we've seen this year. Actually, I'd say no doubt about it, the most exciting finish of the year this year.
Brian, I was honored to be there last night. I was sweating just running up and down the sideline with the camera. And listen, Kempsville versus Cox was a rivalry that we had seen just a couple weeks ago. And
1 point, one point win.
Cox winning by that 1 point on their homecoming night. Dramatic finish, and we got to see it again. Last night, same place, playoff implications this time. And I want to preface this all by saying that these highlights you're about to see happened in just the fourth quarter.
I think the last 2 minutes, right?
Yes, let's go. Cox-Kempsville rivalry, Chapter 2, fourth quarter. Gage Treffery to Josh Walton, your player of the week this week. Touchdown. That would give Cox the lead. Kempsville answers right back. Cade Eidson, quarterback keeper, now gets into the end zone. Kempsville 2017 lead. Gives a little Money Manziel sign hands to Cox, would kick a field goal to tie. And then check this out. Treffery drops back, airs it out. Mayoy McGodfried is going to pick it off, the diving interception, and then he's going to wave to the fans and say it's over. Next play. Yeah, Kempsville going to roll out of the pocket. And this is the next play. They fumble.
Oh, no.
And now there's 5 seconds left in the game.
Oh, no.
Recovered by the Falcons. Cox is going for the game-winning 37-yard field goal. It gets blocked. Deacon Rawls blocks it. Darrell Veal Jr. scoops it up.
Unbelievable.
78 yards. House call. Ball game. Dog pile in the back of the end zone. Game of the season, Brian.
I haven't seen a finish like that in years. Unbelievable. Maybe
Seriously.
they should have pounced on the ball and not tried to kick it.
26-20 regardless. You deserve all that love, Kempsville. That was amazing.
Man, okay, well, hard to top that one. Kempsville to play the winner of Bayside against Indian River from last night. Bayside and White, third down play. But Jordan Harris, look at that sack. That's a 10-yard loss. And then it's a third down play for Indian River, third down and 10. And Tyler Allison going to keep it. And look at that extra dive there. He gets 13 yards. That's a first down. And that led to this score by Revon Moore. That's a tough run right there. 6 yards. Braves take a 34-16 lead, and you think that play was impressive? Revon Moore again. This one, 44 yards. Battle-tested Indian River with the 48-16 win over Bayside. The Braves move on to play Kempsville next week.
That's a good game. Undefeated Green Run taking on Deep Creek, and this game was all one way early, and it was actually in favor of Deep Creek. How about the Hornets coming out strong? Hunter Barnes pushed back, you don't think he's going to get there, but fights through that Stallion defensive line into the end zone. Deep Creek up 6-0 at half. Are they going to shock the world? Not quite. Green Run going to lean on their man Keelan Adams, who's normally a wide receiver. They put him under center, takes him for the quarterback run. That's the 7-6 lead. He scored both touchdowns for the Stallions yesterday. Green Run with a bit of a scare, but they win 17-12.
Not many people saw that coming. Maybe Deep Creek probably did. All right, Green Run moves on to play the winner of this one between Salem and Tallwood. Salem and White, and they strike first Zakari Rogers. What a game by him. 7-0 Sun Devils. Tallwood going to answer right back. Jacob Rojas, Blake Watson, 31-yard touchdown. Lions on the board, but Salem with a steady dose of Zakari Rogers. Here's another touchdown by him. 39-14 the final. The Salem Sun Devils move on to the 5A region playoffs. They play top seed Green Run next week. When we come back, I'll look ahead to all of next week's games as Friday Night Flights continues.
All right, welcome back to Friday Night Flights. Let's actually talk about some of these games we're going to be seeing in the future here because they're really good. Oscar Smith in 6A next week. Highland Springs?
We finally get the matchup.
Game.
Because Highland Springs was Class 5 and they moved up to Class 6. Okay, 5A, Salem against Green Run. Kempsville against Indian River. 5B is
Mory, Nanman River. That's another good game. Kings Fork, Warick. I love that game.
4A, Feebas against the winner of tomorrow's game between Hampton and Smithfield. And then also War Hill against Churchland.
And then 3A next week, Heritage versus Hopewell, Lake Taylor versus Lafayette. 2A, Pocosin, King William. Southampton moves on as well.
That's it for Friday Night Flights.
Kempsville, take it away.